welcome back to Dear Kismet. My name is Laura, and I am a 6 of clubs, 10 of clubs.
And I'm Paula, and I am a 7 of diamonds, 9 of hearts.
I'm Candy. I'm a 6 of diamonds, ace of diamonds. All right, so here we are. This is my opportunity to get some information for myself and probably for lots of other folks that are new to the cards out there. We have a concept called the cosmic connections, which you can find online. You can find connections between you and someone else by visiting itiskismet.com and going to the cosmic connections. And there you're going to find how energies between two individuals relate to each other. And I completely understand the concept of energies passing between people and the cards, and that different planets have different energies. The Moon Mercury connection concept was a little bit more difficult for me to wrap my brain around, but I think Paula and Laura did a lovely job of explaining that. So check out that video if you haven't seen it. Venus is a little bit more obvious, which is the one we're going to talk about today. I mean, most of us know that Venus has something to do with love, but is there more to it? So that's what I'd like Laura and Paula to talk to us about today. What the fuck does it mean to have a Venus connection?
Yeah, so this is one aspect of the cards, the cosmic connections, the energy that runs between two people. You also have a Venus card in your hand, and we're going to talk about that. You also have a Venus period during the year, a 52-day period that is ruled by Venus. And you also have people that are in the Venus column and the Venus, that's the wrong side. And you also have people that are in the Venus column and the Venus row on this chart. So we're going to go through what that means, because those people kind of have some things in common. Or actually, those columns and rows influence the card itself. So we're going to go through all of those 4 aspects. So we're going to have Paula, our card expert, who's been studying the cards for 20 years, give us the 411 on this. And we're going to start with the Venus row and column on the chart. So I'm just going to bring this up again real quick. And I'm going to pick out the Venus column and the Venus row. And if you want to get real close, you can see it. This chart is on our website, but the cards across that row and up that column both have Venus energy. So let me go ahead and list the cards off. So in the row, you have 2 of hearts, 9 of spades, 9 of clubs, Jack of hearts, 5 of spades, 7 of diamonds, 7 of hearts. And then the column, you have Ace of clubs, 7 of diamonds, King of diamonds, 4 of spades, 5 of hearts, Jack of clubs, 4 of diamonds. Okay, so those people, the people with those cards, what does it mean that they have a Venus column or row?
Okay, so the ones that go across also have in common the fact that there are hearts underneath all of them, which is a focus on emotional development. So it makes sense that it's a very relationship-centered energy, the Venus line, because relationship is the fastest way that you're going to develop emotionally. Venus people tend to be focused on like the beauty in life, and I've noticed that this is it's a subtle concept that you will be living in and have no idea that really predominates a lot of how you see and evaluate the world is through beauty. So yeah, beauty is a really important thing to all of these people, and it's usually beauty that has an emotional quality to it. And the vertical line, I have been experimenting with the idea that this is more of a divine energy. So the horizontal maybe is on the human plane, and the vertical line has more to do with like the higher vibration of that energy. And it works to some extent. And when I look at all the people in that vertical Venus line, I would call them very relationship centered, like they're just wired. It's not like they're here to work on relationship. It's like they just value it. They already get it. It's built in. And each one of the horizontal columns that they find themselves in, so the intersection for each one is different. So for example, the Venus Mercury line is going to be more focused on the idea, that's Mercury, of beauty, or the idea of relationship. You take it a couple more down, and the Mars Venus is going to be about the practical implications of relationship.
So
that's the businessman.
Yeah, the King of diamonds.
Yeah, the King of diamonds. This isn't going to sound very good, but he will know how to make use of relationship. And when you think that Donald Trump is a diamond, it's like, oh yeah, you know, strategic in terms of how to make use of connections. So yeah, I'll just take one more. The 5 of Hearts is Saturn Venus, which is a focus on, they tend to focus on what is the purpose of relationship? What is the work of relationship? How do we grow through relationship?
Okay, so let's talk about when you have the Venus position in your hand. And so if you want to learn more about your hand, you can go on our website, look up your birthday. It is kismet.com. Get on your one-stop shop page and get your kit. And then in your kit, you can work on analyzing your own hand and you'll find your Venus cards. You can come back to this video and learn about what the Venus energy is. So Paula, tell us about what Venus means in our hand.
Okay, so actually what pops in my head is to look at a bunch of cards that have a queen in their Venus position to sort of explain this. I don't know why that popped in there, but the Venus card will tell you what your style of relationship is. What is the role that you take on in relationship? So the cards that have queens in their Venus position will take on the role.
That's
What?
me.
Oh, yeah, that's Laura. Yeah, that's why I picked it out first of all. I'm like, let's pick on Laura. And then I was like, no, let's pick on everyone with a queen in their Venus. So Laura, tell us if this is true. Do you take on a maternal, the Queen of Hearts is particularly directive and big picture and managerial. Do you take on a nurturing mother role as well as you go here and now do this and now do that?
Yes. Candy, what do you think?
Being friends
we're
with Laura is like
because,
having a built-in second mom. It's amazing.
yeah, we're laughing because like she's the best manager I've ever had. Like she's really nice and she also tells me what to do and when to do it and she's nice about it. It's perfect. And then you could see that, you know, easily you could fall into the trap of manifesting relationships where you're not getting mothered. You're doing all the mothering. So yeah, when I look at the other cards that have like the 7 of Clubs, they have the Queen of Spades and Venus. So they're going to naturally fall into kind of a coaching role.
That's
and they're
my
going to be
sister.
kind of advicey. Is she advicey?
Bossy? She's not going to watch
Yeah.
this, I don't think.
Yeah. We'll see. Someone will show it to her, I bet. But anyway, yeah, Queen of Spades is the Queen of Spades is the most powerful of the queens. So yeah, I can like their big picture. And you know, the spooky thing about it is that she's probably right a lot of the time.
She is. It's annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, so I have a Jack in my Venus position, which means that I'm going to be playful in relationship, and I'm also going to want to introduce them to something new. Oh, try this, and have you seen that movie? And let's go there. And it's kind of a
Okay,
fun
I have
energy.
to know what's mine. What's mine?
Yours is the 10 of Hearts.
Candy's Venus card, the 10 of Hearts. 10 of Hearts represents a lot of people and happiness, and it's groups. And so her relationships are going to reflect this energy of let's get everybody together. And God, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. Family, like, do you gather family around you and it's like, let's go do stuff together as a group more than just with an individual?
Her new family. Her
I was
new
gonna
tribe.
say my friend family. Yeah, like the group of people here in Indianapolis. Like my family doesn't live here, but yeah, like that used to be my thing. We all had to go together and do fun stuff. So
Yeah. 10 of Hearts usually means that you're going to create that wherever you go.
Yeah.
So
that's perfect description. Cool. So let's move on to the relationship Venus. So when you look up your 2 birthdays together, cosmic connections, like Candy mentioned at the beginning, you get 2 energies. So we try to simplify it because there's a lot going on there, but we try to get the most, like 2 you're going to feel the most. So if you have a Venus connection there, Paula, tell us what a Venus connection feels like.
okay, so my husband and I have a Venus connection. I am his Venus card. So what that means is that you're very comfortable together. Venus is about pleasure, beauty, symmetry, it's calm, it's a friendship vibration. So a Mars connection brings in the sexual piece, but Venus is more about the romance and the emotional connection, liking to spend time together. it's kind of hard for us to get out of the house sometimes and go do stuff because Venus is just so freaking comfortable on the couch.
Yeah, so that's kind of the downside. Like so all the connections have a high side and a low side, or an upside and a downside. And I would say Venus, the downside is probably the least obvious. So that would be maybe you almost get too comfortable with the person and you can't leave them because you're so comfortable. Would that be one
Yeah,
option?
that's exactly right. Yeah, it's really hard to leave a Venus connection, and it's also really difficult to change bad habits and patterns, because there's no interrupting or friction energy that comes in and says, hey, we need to change something, or something's not quite right here. It's like it has to get so bad that it becomes uncomfortable, and then they'll change it because they need to be comfortable.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the final thing we're going to talk about is the Venus time period. So every year has 5 cards, depending on, for most people, there are 5 cards that govern the whole year, and then you have 52-day periods, each period governed by a different planetary energy. And so the second 52-day period is Venus. So 52 days after your birthday, the Venus period starts. And so the 2 cards sitting in that Venus area, they're going to be having a Venus influence on your whole year, actually. But let's just talk about when you have those 2 cards in that Venus period, how Venus is affecting your year.
Okay, so it will answer the question, what are the influences in home and in my leisure activities and with the women in my life? What's going to be going on with that? So like if you have a 9 of hearts in Venus, you're probably going to experience some kind of ending in your relationship with a woman or with a friend. So actually every 52 days you have a card, and no matter what period you're in, Mercury, Venus, Mars, whatever, during your year, you can take that card and look at the Venus card in its hand, and that will answer the same question. So what's going on during this 52-day period regarding women and home and pleasure?
Yeah, so there's a lot of layers to that shit player. Yeah,
Right,
so
and there's also a year in the 7-year period that is focused on relationships. So it's like if you're in a Venus year, chances are you're really addressing the question, what is home? What's up with my friendships? How am I as a relational being, etc.
yeah, so there's a lot going on with that Venus energy, but it's still the same kind of vibration throughout all the different parts of the system. So to get into that much detail, then you definitely need a reading. But for the other stuff, you can look up your card, your kit, your cosmic connections, all on our website at itiskismet.com. And we will talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Dear Kismet. We would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and share this video. Go to our website, kismet.cards, to look up your card and cosmic connections and to ask us a question. You can also find us over on Facebook and Instagram at Kismet Cards.